just a little about the chakras and the left and right, but I think you have to tell the mother.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. I bow to them because they are a special category of human beings, which is described by William Blake as the men of God, who will become prophets, and they will have powers to make others prophets. This is what is described by many other seers in India also. All over the world, people have talked about the resurrection time. Muhammad Sahib in his Quran has described that at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak. Like when the disciples of Christ got their blessings of self-realization from the Holy Ghost, which came as a cool breeze upon him, they started using their hands because they felt the power flowing through them. They started speaking the language which was strange. That was the language of the chakras. And that's why people thought they were off their minds. They didn't understand. But today we are in a special time which I call as the blossom time. We do not have only 12 people who are seeking, 1,200 who are seeking, but thousands and thousands, millions and millions. This seeking has come to us from ages. We have been seekers from ages. Though in the Western countries the tradition of seeking has lost its meaning very much because of industrialization. It has grown like a tree which does not know about its roots. In India, the climate was very gentle, I think, and it's a very old country. Since long, people have been seeking why we are on this earth, why God has made us human beings, why should we be in such incomplete state. Still we are living in a relative world. If you understand, we do not know what is right and wrong is. Sri Krishna has said that there are 3 types of people in this world which create problems. The first type is the type which always takes to something wrong, destructive, and run after it and destroys oneself. Emotional things, he gets emotional attachments to wrong things. He doesn't value his life much relatively, and he destroys himself. Then the second type of people who are, which he called as the Rajasikas, who are futuristic. The first ones are the ones who live in the past, are the Rajasikas, are the people who are futuristic, as we are in the West, very much futuristic. We are planning all the time what we are going to do next moment. But this moment when we are here, we are not there. They are not capable of knowing what is right and wrong. Sometimes they may do right, but mostly they go towards wrong because they do not know what is right and what is wrong. The reason why we go towards wrong much more is this, that we have come from carbon, say earlier from matter. Matter always fights the spirit. Say for example, we get used to anything that is material, a chair. We cannot sit on the ground. If you are used to a bed, we cannot sleep on the ground. So the matter is always trying to give us habits. It is trying to overpower us, and that's how we start getting into a comfortable understanding that we have to be dominated by matter. So, such people who are on the Rajasic side, we call them the right-sided people, are guided by the ego they develop because they convert matter into some form. And they think they have achieved a lot. As I said, a tree dies and you create a chair. And that chair sits on your head. And you think you have achieved a lot. So this is what happens, that the ego, as you see on the right-hand side, starts developing, and when it develops, it guides you. It can misguide you many a times, because when there is ego pampering, we feel happy, and when there is no ego pampering, we feel unhappy. Like if you tell somebody, oh, I like that. Even a person whom I met who was trying to hijack some plane. So I said, why are you doing it? Why do you want to hijack a plane? He said, for the heck of it. For the heck of it. I said, but don't you think you will be putting so many people into trouble? He said, but I'll appear in the newspapers as a great hero. So the concept of the goodness is not there. Benevolence is not there. But the concept of something standing out, something out of the blue, they want to show off that they are something greater. As in London we have a kind of funny people, I don't know, you might be having them here also. They call themselves punks. And they came to me, to my program, with pins here and pins there, all pins actually, in the noses, all over pins, and with the hair dyed. I asked them, why do you do it? They said, what's wrong? There's no answer to it. What's wrong? But what's so good about it? Why to waste your energy in this nonsensical thing? I like it. If you like it, then that's the last word. I like it. That's how we live, and that's how we grow with it. But one must understand, we are neither our conditionings, which is the superego, which is the psyche, as described by this horrible fellow Freud, or we are the ego, as described by other people who are, say, Sartre and all this. When he denied that you should not get into any conditioning, he had no discretion of any kind. Because if you have no conditioning, what do you have? It's nothing but pure ego, pure ego. There is something like good conditioning also. And that good condition makes us to stay in the center, binds us to that central path which is described by Buddha. You have to keep to the central path, that is, you keep with your 10 valencies. Carbon has got 4, you have got 10 valencies. These 10 valencies of balance are very important. Once you go into imbalances because of your superego, of your conditioning, or because of your too much of ego, you land up first of all into physical problems, then into mental problems, then into spiritual problems, and lastly, it's finished. It's complete destruction. Now the problems we are facing in the West are coming more from the right side than from the left side. To overcome this, I thought Christ was the solution, because he came as an antidote for that. On the contrary, in all the Christian nations, if you find, people have been extremely aggressive on other races. Can you believe it? They are supposed to be Christians, taking Bible in one hand and pistol in another hand. That was really so misguiding that in India, those who were great people, sages, they never understood Christ, because it's described that such and such personality is going to be born. He is the one who will be the support of the universe. He is the one who will die and establish the principle of eternal life, all being described very nicely in the Devi Mahatmyam, a book written about 14,000 years back. You'd be surprised. But when they saw these people with a Bible in the hand and a revolver in the other hand, or a gun, or sometimes a cannon, they said, this cannot be, because he is supposed to be Saumya, means a mildness. That's why they gave up the hope. We too must understand the knowledge of the tree is not sufficient. We have to have knowledge of the roots. And that's why I say the seekers are a special category of human beings who feel that they have to still know about the roots, about the region from there where they are going to be nourished. The third type of people are the seekers, the Sattvikas. They try to avoid extremes, they try to keep in the center. They are the ones who are best seekers. Of course, in seeking also people go astray. They go astray in so many ways. Like, they may like a person because he is giving them some sort of a workshop to work out. They like to work. They want to achieve something through work. They don't like something that is easily available. SahajaYoga, Sahaja. Saha means with and Ja is born with. SahajaYoga is a spontaneous living happening of the evolutionary process of the living God. Is the living energy within you, which is this Kundalini, which is the true desire within you to become the divine. How can you pay for this Kundalini? She doesn't understand money. Like the Mother Earth, Kundalini in her own nature awakens, because she is your own mother. She is like a tape recorder which has taped everything that was your past. She is the one who is waiting for a chance to give you your second birth. This is what you have within yourself. Now, when I am telling you about these things, you need not also believe in me with blind faith, not necessary at all. You may not deny, but you should understand that whatever I am saying is like a hypothesis a scientist can put before you. But keep your minds open like a scientist has. Supposing scientist already knows about everything, then what's the use of telling anything to the scientist? But as he keeps his mind open in the same way, if you keep your minds open, you will understand this is a hypothesis. And this hypothesis, if it is proved, then you have to believe it. But we believe into things about which nothing is known to us. Any kind of a mental projection comes in, we just believe in. I am surprised how people have changed so many of their habits suddenly, because some sort of a mental projection has come forward. That you must wear this kind of dresses that is good for you. You must eat this kind of food that is good for you. Like I went to Switzerland, I was surprised. They were eating cotton seed. I was shocked. Cotton seeds, how can human beings consume? Only in India buffaloes eat. How can you eat cotton seed? They said this is a special now diet created for our health. I said, I tell you, you will end up very fast with this, because your intestines are not that sturdy as the buffalo has. You are a delicate human being. How can you eat this? They said, no, this is what it is said. But I said, whenever somebody has said it, why do you accept it readily like that? See some people who are eating it first of all, what happens to them, and then eat. If they give it to, say, some sort of animals, and if they can digest it, that doesn't mean that you can digest also. Any sort of a fad, any sort of a new mental idea comes to a Rajasic personality, he accepts. He likes to have change all the time. Change, that's what he wants. To such an extent, they'll change their hairstyles, and everybody will be wearing the same hairstyles. Then again, second time you see them, they'll be having another style, and that is a fashion goes on. They don't know that by doing this, they're really creating no individualistic taste at all, but quite a common stuff goes on. The problem is that we are looking at ourselves as something superficial, something very outside. If you dress up like this, like some people dressed up just like primitive people came to me. I asked them, why are you like this? Why do you dress up like this? Primitive people dress up like this, and all your dress is so dirty. He said, we want to be primitive. Now by dressing up like that, can you become primitive? Your brain is so modern, how can you become primitive by dressing up like that? This is the problem with us, is that we think by doing something superficial, we will get something within ourselves. And this is one of the biggest hurdles in your seeking. You have to know that by changing your name, by chanting something, by doing all this madness that people are doing, some people are jumping, screaming, shouting. This all you can do otherwise also. This is not the way it is going to happen. It is Antar Yoga, it is the inner yoga. The inner yoga has to take place. Kundalini has to rise. You have to get your realization as an experience on your central nervous system. Like as on your central nervous system, you have got the rest of your evolution. You are a human being. Now, with your own eyes, you can see things more than the animals can see. You can feel the dirt and filth much more than an animal can feel. If you want a dog to pass through a dirty lane, he passes through. But not you. You cannot do it because you are a human being. You have developed a new experiencer within you, a new experiencer, which knows the experience of the dirt and filth and of cleanliness. So you are so clean, you wash yourself, you are keeping everything clean, you can't bear bad smells and things like that. In the same way, the evolution, if it has to take place within you, you have to develop an experiencer of goodness, of righteousness, of virtue, by which I don't have to tell you, you do this, you do that, or nobody has to tell you, but you yourself become that. That yourselves themselves develop that special capacity, that special experiencer that makes you a good person. We talk of peace, big organizations. My husband himself is a Secretary General of one of them. And he says, no use, because people have to be transformed. Unless and until they are transformed, it's no use doing it. They are just the same. Unless and until there is peace within yourself, what's the use of talking about peace? We need a transformation, and for which you'll be surprised, we are specially made. The instrument is here. Like any instrument, you can see this is an instrument. Unless and until I put it to the mains, it doesn't work. Unless and until you are put to the mains, you do not work. The energy doesn't flow through you. Let the energy which is all pervading, which is doing all the living work. Actually, we don't do anything. What we do is a dead work. All the living work, which is transforming, say, of flowers into fruits, can we do that? For example, I say, but 1001, like even looking after our breathing, pumping our heart so rhythmically. If you run fast, then sympathetic goes into action, that we control, but it comes to normal automatically. How does it happen? What works it out? They call it, of course, doctors are very good at giving names, autonomous nervous system. Now, who is this auto? Auto is the spirit. Auto is the spirit. They don't want to say spirit. They don't want to use that word, but it means that. Otherwise, tell us who is the auto. This one has to understand, that within us is this special instrument placed one after another. These centers were created at our different stages of evolution. For example, at the first red spot, as you see, is the carbon situation. Then as you started evolving more and more, these are the milestones within us, specially created within us. This Kundalini is there, which is the pure desire of becoming one with the divine. All other desires are absolutely not desires. Because if they were, we would have been satisfied with them. Economics says that in general, wants are not satiable. So all our wants are something unsatiable stuffs. So why run after that? What is that desire which is going to really make us satisfied? Is this desire is the Kundalini. So this exists within us. It is within us. This all has been made. Specially, you are a special instrument. Now, this instrument must be put to the mains. That's the only job. Then why deny it? Why should we deny this? Because we have become human beings with all these things within us. So why not put it to the mains? And once you put it to the mains, you are amazed at your own instrument, what you are. You don't know what you are. You think you are just an ordinary person, you see, hobnobbing with other things of life. No. Actually, you are a special instrument, made specially to enter into the kingdom of God. But only thing is, when we are naive or when we are ignorant, we don't understand our own value. Like in the Indian village, if you take, say, a television set and say that you can see all kinds of dramas and plays and music out of this, they'll say, what, this box? How can it be? Then you put to the mains, he's aghast. What's this magic? To him, this is a magic. For some people, raising the Kundalini is magic. They always ask me, how can it be so simple? It has to be simple. It is so vital. As when we breathe, what do? Do we go to any guru or do we read any book or anything? If you have to do that, how many of us would exist? Whatever is vital has to be simple. Whatever is living is simple. We don't know how many things we are blessed with. The powers of God cannot be described, but one can say that if you see, looking at things, see, an Australian gets a child, looks like an Australian. Indian gets a child, looks like an Indian, and also the face. And if you see to the microscopic way, how it works out, how it develops, how the choices take place, is something a fantastic world. You cannot go into that. It's like an ocean. When you start seeing the reality, it's like an ocean. When you start discerning it, finding it out, it's too much. So what is best is to make your drop an ocean, just to dissolve it into the ocean. Then people think that you have to surrender. You don't have to surrender. What is there to surrender? Only your ego, which has bound you, only your superego, which has bound you, has to be sucked in. Let the Kundalini pass through and you become one with the divine. The problems of health are really shattering. I say will not be destroyed by atom bomb, because whatever human beings create, they know what it is. Like the atom bomb itself has become a devil for them. They are all worried. The Americans are worried that if they start it, the Russians will destroy them. And Russians are worried if they start it, Americans will destroy them. So let them be busy with each other. But they are not worried as to the real destruction which is bubbling through. The destruction that is bubbling through in America is not through atomic bomb, but through their own mental disturbances, extreme behaviors, their what's wrong business. Russia, same thing. Why? The presidents are dying. What's the reason? Have you been able to find out? They are not murdered. In America they are murdered. But what about? The reason is they are dealing in parapsychology. They are dealing with all left-sided things. Because they are dealing with these, all these spirits are getting hold of them. That's all. They cannot go further. So in both ways they are not aware as to what is going to destroy them. But as Australia is a neutral country, let's see a neutral point of view, that we do not want to be destroyed by our stupidity, nor by our foolhardiness. But let us have our own wisdom to understand how we construct ourselves into human beings who will be wise people. Now, especially for Australians, I have a special feeling for them because this first red center is Australia. And this represents the innocence. So whatever Australians may try to destroy their innocence, they cannot go very far because you are rooted into innocence. You are blessed with innocence. You cannot go too far. And it's here it will start. You will see one day the wisdom, because this is the center of wisdom too. This is the center of what we call as Sri Ganesha, is the deity of innocence, who is the giver of wisdom. So this wisdom to bring balance in this nonsensical world which is busy fighting and not constructing themselves into better realms will definitely one day come through Australia, no doubt about it. But Australians also must put down their foot on both the feet on the ground, and don't try to follow others, don't try to copy others. If you have faith in yourself, try to develop your own wisdom and understand that you could one day do such a great thing that none of these so-called successful and great countries have been able to do. It's all right to have dollar in a collapsible state. You can have something else, but to have people who are wise, who are not going to be deterred by nonsense, to create such people is possible in Australia. Though my visits to Australia have been very few, I should say only 3 times. This is the 3rd time I am here. I wish I could come many more times. But my own opinion is this, that I have been laboring in that England, which is the heart of the universe, for the last 12 years. I haven't achieved much as I have done it here in only 4 years. It's surprising. You must know your own nature. You must know what you are. You are Australians and you have a special wisdom about it. Take to that wisdom. Understand that. Respect it and work it out. I'm sure that will take no time for you to understand that in your wisdom, you must become that instrument that you are. You have to become the spirit. That's what you are. You are not this temporary phase in which you are indulging. You are not to destroy yourself. You are not to destroy your own progenies, but you have to save the whole world out of this island of great people. So may God bless you.
Automatically we'll answer them tomorrow evening, and we'll deal with all of your questions, and it does it in a systematic way rather than people having to come to the microphone and so on. So will you write your questions down even now and hand them to some of the people as you go out, and we'll make sure that either Sri Mataji speaks about that subject tomorrow night or specifically answers the questions at question time. Tonight she wants to give you the experience. That's the main thing. All of the knowledge about the instrument you can get. It's not very much that you have to learn, actually. But the most important thing is to get the experience. And she asks you to slip your shoes off so that your feet are connected to the earth, at least as best as possible. And also loosen any belts and take off any malas or anything else that you may be wearing, or heavy things around your neck, and take your spectacles off, because it improves the eyesight, and you'll find after the meditation that perhaps the vision itself will improve. Don't be skeptical about the air conditioning. In programs that we have in absolutely still conditions, the same experience can take place. Don't think about the air conditioning, just feel the experience rather than put your attention to, is it the air conditioning or not? Unfortunately, we can't switch it off. Quite often we can, but it's not possible in this hall. Sri Mataji, I'm afraid this microphone won't come down enough for you to...
No, it's on. We take out our shoes to respect the Mother Earth in a way, but also you must know that all these centers are made of different elements, and especially the Kundalini rests in the sacrum bone, which is a sacred bone. That means the Greeks knew about it, that it is a sacred bone, and is made specially of the earth element. So one has to understand that we have to take a special help from the Mother Earth, and that's why I said Australia is something special for us. Just push it lower. Yes, I think so.
How's that?
Regarding questions also, just now we are in a mood, you see, so get our realization, it's better to keep the mood on. Questions, whatever you think, you can ask me tomorrow, but ask sensible questions, because you have to be constructive and wise. And there's no need to be aggressive with me. The other day there was somebody who just for nothing at all just got into a mood of shouting at me. For what? I don't know. I didn't even hear him what he was talking. This is not the way to behave. After all, you all have this instrument. Now I have come here to give you what you have, your own properties. I am just here to hand over your keys to you. What is there to fight with me for that? Is it something sensible to do? But it happens. I don't know why it happens like that with some people. They go off their heads. They can't see things properly. Whatever it is, you please write down all your questions and hand them over, and I'll answer them tomorrow, if specifically possible, otherwise in my lectures. I'm here only for 2 days, that is today and tomorrow. So you must take full advantage of me, I think, whatever is possible, than to waste your energy here and there. Now, we have a very simple method of raising our Kundalini. So what do we do? First day is to raise our own Kundalini. We put the left hand on the lap like this, which is the side which we call is the power of desire. On the, stand up, on the lap, just like this towards me, just like this, just like simple like that. On the lap, very comfortably, sit comfortably. There's no need to push back your head much or bend down, nothing. Keep it absolutely normal. Actually, you have to lead a very normal life. Somebody asked me, have you to be celibate and all that? Nothing of the kind. You have to be married, very happily married. You have to have children. And you will know how to lead a very sane and a sensible married life, and how to look after your children. And you will have children who are great sages. So I would suggest that you shouldn't have all these ideas that you have to do this or anything. You are, as you are sitting, you will get your realization. And then you will have to just find out what problems you have, what exercise you may have to do if you have a very bad problem of some physical side. If you have any problem, say of mental side or any other problem of family life or anything, they will tell you the method, the technique, how through your spiritual powers you can solve it. So we have to have our own Kundalini awakened. Put left hand towards me. Now the right hand has to go because on different centers on the left hand side of your body, on the left hand side. Now the right hand is the power of action. This is our hand we have to use, because I said you are fantastic, and the fact is the greatest thing is that you can get your Kundalini awakened this way. So put your left hand towards me on the lap, very comfortably you sit down. And the right hand you have to use for the different centers. I'll show you which ones and then I'll tell you later on when you close your eyes. So I want to tell you. First on the heart, then on the upper part of the stomach, then in the lower part of the stomach, then again back on the upper part of the stomach, all on the left hand side, then on the heart, then on the neck here, little on the back side goes here. It's very important. Just now this is the worst of all, because when you feel guilty this catches. Now, one here, then here, and then here. But I'll tell you every time where you have to put it. At the very outset, I have to request you that you should tell yourself very clearly that I am not guilty at all of anything. Forgive yourself. That's very important. I said you are the temple of God. You are a special category. Why do you want to debase yourself by feeling guilty? In my lecture, if I have said something or he has said something, forget it. Just tell yourself that I am not at all guilty. Very clearly, with all confidence. That's one of the things you have to do. All right. Now, we close our eyes. And we don't open our eyes till I tell you. Don't open your eyes till I tell you, because the Kundalini has to rise. Everyone must do it. Those who don't want to do it should please go away. Please be civil. Don't do it. Please go away. Nobody can force this on you, and this is no show on, so please go away. Secondly, those who are doing meditation should sit till you get your realization. It will not take much time, about 15 minutes at the most. But some people have a habit of suddenly shooting off like Jack in the Box and disturbing others. So you have to be pleasant about it. You have to be pleasant. It's nothing serious. You are going to enter into the kingdom of God. You are invited. There's an invitation. So be pleasant about it, and I'm sure it will work out. Now please close your eyes. And the doubting Thomas, you put him outside for a time. The doubting Thomas is not going to help you. Just don't doubt yourself. You are quite capable of getting realization. All of you are quite capable of getting realization. Believe me there. Now please put your right hand, with all respect to yourself, on your heart. In the heart resides the spirit. So you ask me a question without feeling guilty, with full confidence, a question to be asked in your heart. You can call me Sri Mataji or Mother, whatever suits you. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times, because you are like a computer and the answer comes to you as vibrations. Ask the question 3 times, believing in yourself. Mother, am I the spirit? Regarding your feet, I have to tell you, you must sit in a way that the feet are parallel, but not touching each other, but touching the Mother Earth. They should be parallel to each other. Sit in such a way that they are parallel, touching the Mother Earth, not touching each other. Ask a question. Please ask a question 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? Huh?
Little light.
Please don't feel guilty. This question is followed by another question, that if you are the spirit, you are your own guide. You are your own guru. You are your own master. So now, please take this right hand down on the left hand side, on the upper part of your stomach. Now slowly press it there. Don't say any mantras, don't chant anything, nothing of the kind. Just don't force your mind to do anything. It will happen automatically. Now, at this point, you have to ask another question to me 3 times. Mother, am I my own guru? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own guide? Now, you take down your hand in the lower part of your abdomen, stomach, in the left hand side, and push it there. This center is very important because this is the beginning of asking for the true knowledge, for the technique, how to maneuver this power of God's love. So here, I cannot cross your freedom. You have to say that you want the true knowledge, the pure knowledge. So please say 6 times, because there are 6 petals to this chakra. Mother, may I have the true knowledge? Or Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Right?
Slightly blocking the left shoulder.
Very much.
Left half.
6 times, please. Please don't get up halfway. It's not proper to disturb others. Please be seated. Please be seated. Now, take this hand again back to the center of the Guru principle, that is in the upper part of your abdomen, on the left hand side, in the upper part of the abdomen on the left hand side. Now, as you have asked for the true technique, the Kundalini has started moving. To give her a proper cooperation, now you have to say with full confidence, with full assertion, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own guide. Mother, I am my own guru. Please say this. When you say this, the Kundalini will rise higher. At this point, you have to say it 10 times. As I said, there are 10 valencies, 10 Guru principles within us.
It's coming. Stop it. It's coming.
You shouldn't have any fear whatsoever about Kundalini. This Kundalini is your mother, and she is going to bear all the brunt upon herself to give you this realization, because this she has been waiting for ages. You are not going to be troubled at all. There is not going to be any trouble whatsoever. So now, what we have, please close your eyes. Now what we have to do is to put this hand on the heart. Again, back on the heart, left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. Take out your shoes, please. Put your left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. Take out your spectacles. Please, now keep your eyes shut. At this point, you have to say, assert with full confidence in you, Mother, I am the Spirit. You are the Spirit.
It's getting lighter.
Huh?
It's getting lighter.
Ah. All right. Say it 12 times. Mother, I am the Spirit. Now you have to know that God is the ocean of compassion, ocean of divine love, ocean of grace, bliss, joy, everything. Apart from that, He is the ocean of forgiveness. Whatever you might have done, He is the ocean. Everything engulfs, dissolves into His ocean of forgiveness. So please forgive yourself first of all, and now raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and the shoulder, little backwards. This is the center you catch. This is the center you catch when you feel guilty. So now, please say, with full understanding about yourself, please put the hand from the front, on the chest to put it, not backwards. Put it on the chest, the hand on the chest, and then put it down. Otherwise it will pain, yes. Now press it hard, press it hard. And here you say 16 times. With all faith in yourself, Mother, I am not guilty. Say it 16 times. Mother, I am not guilty. You have to be pleasant. You have to be happy. You have to be joyous. Not to feel guilty and miserable. Please say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. That will really help. This is the worst center you have today. Worst. It's very painful. Please say, Mother, I am not guilty. If you still believe that you are guilty of doing something wrong, for nothing at all, I would say better get a punishment of saying 108 times. That will release you of your worries of feeling guilty. What do you do about it? It's a myth to feel that way, isn't it? Better. So now, please say it 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Now, raise this hand on your forehead, across, and hold it tight and press it hard. As if when you have headache, you press it in the same way. At this point, you have to say is the mantra for this center is that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now many people think that it's very difficult to say. Actually it's a myth. It's a myth. Because we do not do anything whether we forgive or we do not forgive. But if we do not forgive others, we play into the hands of others. So please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart. How many times is not the point. From your heart, please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart. Now, take your hand on the back side of your head, back side, on the optic lobe, hold it tight. Optic lobe, hold it tight. Here, because you feel so guilty, please once for all say, "O Lord, if I have done anything in the glory of divine which is wrong, please forgive me." Just once with full understanding and heart, please say that, "Forgive me." One fellow came late and just sitting there disturbing. "If I have done anything wrong, please forgive me." All right. Now take this hand on top of your head and put your palm on top of your head and press it hard and move it clockwise on the area which was soft in your childhood. Press it hard and move it. Press it hard, your palm. Palm you press it hard. Palm, not fingers. Palm. And press it hard and move it clockwise. Now, please take down your hand slowly. Take down your hand on your lap, right hand. Now, open your eyes slowly, very slowly. Now, watch me without thinking. Watch me without thinking. Though there is air conditioning, you will find the cool breeze coming out of your head if you put your right hand towards me and left hand on top of your head. See now, is there cool breeze coming? It's a little higher. See the breeze coming out or not? Little higher. It's a very, very subtle thing. Don't doubt it. Little here, little here. It is there. Put right hand towards me. Little raise the right hand maybe. Good. Move it like that and see. Just see if it's, move it a little bit. See now, there's a cool breeze. Not the breeze from top. Don't doubt it, because this is the breeze which will empower you to cure others, to cure yourself. So it's not the air conditioner. Just see this. Now, all right? Quite a blast. Now, you put back the other hand towards me now. Again, see the right hand. Left hand towards me. With the right hand you see. Right hand you see. Left hand towards me. And with the right hand you see. They're enjoying so much. Just see. That's the miracle. That's the real thing you cannot do. You can jump, you can change your clothes, cut your hair, cut your nose, do everything. But you cannot get this cool breeze out of your head. This is the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is within us reflected as the Kundalini. See now. Raise it higher. It's good. It's there. It's there. Now, put both the hands towards me. See if the cool breeze is coming in the hand. Shoot, but if it is not, we'll try something else. And don't think. It did not happen with thinking. Now put your hands like this. Now, you can push both your hands like this. towards the sky. Push back your neck also like this and ask a question. Mother, is this the breeze of the Holy Ghost? Mother, is this the all-pervading power of God? Mother, is this the Brahma? Ask a question. Push back your head. Push back your head and just ask. Now you are feeling the air conditioning, but actually also you are feeling this breeze. Put your hands towards me, not too much. Now see, you'll feel the breeze coming from me. All right? Now, take it down. See in your hands, are you feeling the cool breeze? There? Yes, there it is. One more thing we have to do. Now, we have got our realization, most of us have felt it. Those who have not felt it doesn't matter, because of this center sometimes you do not feel it, doesn't matter. But tomorrow again you have to come and I'll establish it. But one thing we have to do is to protect ourselves before we go out. Tomorrow also, before going out of the house, you protect yourself. In the night, you protect yourself. Very simple. Because now the power is flowing through your hands. Now what you do is to put left hand towards me like this, or when in the house, just like this. Now with the right hand, you have to protect your auras. So no negative forces can trouble you. So what you do is to raise from here like this on top of your head. Let's do 7 times to 7 chakras. 1, everybody should do it. I don't want you to be caught up again. It's 2, everybody, whether you got realization or not. Is 3, again, it's 4, 5, 6, and is 7. Now the last thing I have to tell you is how to raise your own Kundalini. You have to put this hand, I'm showing you now only, before your Kundalini and move your hand in such a way that it is first above, front, lower and back. It's like that. Put the left hand straight moving like that. And this has to move like that, clockwise. Now let's put it nearer the Kundalini. Lower, lower. Now start moving it. That's how it moves the hand. One hand moves straight, another goes round it. Now the Kundalini is up. Now make your shoulders loose, put your head back and give it a twist. Now you have tying the Kundalini up there. Let's do second time again. This is how you do it. 3 times. Again you raise it. Now you see the left hand will move much faster. Now you push back your head, push back your shoulders and just give it a second twist. Third time you have to give 3 knots. So again, please raise it higher, push back your head, give it 1 twist, then the second twist and the third one with a big knot. Now feel it in your hand. See now the instrument will work better. Like you see we have made our connections better. Right? That's it. Now feel this experience. This is the experience of the spirit. Now what to do about it, how to work it out, all those things